Hey everybody, I'm the Oracle of Apollo. All right, now we have the microphones all nice and set up. I hope you guys are liking and subscribing. I'm live streaming every Sunday and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Today is Supernatural Story Time, and we're going to be bringing a new supernatural story. So I hope you tuned in. I'm not sure who's going to be showing up today because we had two people supposed to be here, and neither one's here yet. So we're going to see what happened. Hey, it's Liz. Thanks. I hope you can hear me now. Please let me know in the comment section below, but you should be able to. All right, we're going to jump into the show. Welcome, welcome, and let's dive right in. And again, let me just pull this up real quick. Doing the thing here.
Paradise inside of our hearts. It feels so nice to pray in the dark. Beings of light, see who you are. 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 See who you are.
All right, hopefully you guys can hear me now. Yes, let me know in the comment section below if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Yes, 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 yes. All right, today is Wednesday night. Thank you everybody for being here. I am your hostess, Lady Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, medium, multi-dimensional trans healer, and Pythia spiritual advisor. Let me see if I can get some extra light happening here. Yeah, you can hear me. Wonderful. I still not have unpacked all of my studio equipment, so we're still using the phone camera and the laptop camera. Unfortunately, it just kind of is what it is until I find where all my equipment is. But here we are. Thank you for being here, and thank you for Liz. Shout out to Liz, who's come over from TikTok land to here to E360 TV and check this out. So super excited. All right. So this is your first time. Thank you guys so much for being here. So this is the cadence of the show. Normally I have on a guest. My one guest, the singer who was on the show from Netflix, Alyssa Canalicchio, won't be here today. She's kind of caught over on the set, so they're keeping her over. And her counterpart, Cory Kastle, is running late, so hopefully he'll be here for his supernatural story time. But in the meanwhile, we're going to do all the things that we come here to do every single week, which is your angel number for the week, the midweek collective energy check-in, our energy shift. And of course, I ask everyone here to come prepared with your high quality H2O because energy moves best through water. So to that, I say to your health, wealth, and prosperity. I love water. All right. So let's go ahead and pull the angel number for today. We're going to go here. So the angel number for today is going to be angel number 381. Angel number 381. Let's see what our message is for today with angel number 341. Okay, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Did I say three? Yeah, 381. This is what I'm saying here. Okay. Let's see here. Let's pop this up. Nope, that's last week's angel number. 381. Fantastic. Angel number 381. Here we go. Angel number 381 is made up of the energies of the number 3, the attributes of the number 8, and the vibrations of the number 1. Number 3 brings its influences of optimism, inspiration, joy, and okay, so what I'm seeing here is that the internet is acting wonky. And this has been the theme for my day today. Essentially, this number was a number of abundance bringing prosperity. I won't read it all over again, but it brought prosperity with it and making sure that you're not stuck in stinking thinking where you're thinking about things that are not serving you, to place your mindset into that state of abundance so that you can go ahead and appreciate and attract that prosperous energy so you're not stuck in repelling things with your fear. Oh, it's the eclipse too. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, yeah, I just forgot. Mercury in retrograde is here. Man, I'm like, what is happening? This has been like yesterday and today. Just, I have no idea here. Okay. So, angel number 381, simple, sweet, to the point. Shout out to everybody who's here. Thank you so very much for putting up with this crazy. My second camera won't even turn on, which says a lot. Okay, there it goes. You know what? I won't even. I'm just gonna cut that camera out altogether, and we're just gonna rock with one with the computer camera today. And we're just gonna rock. Hilarious. Hilarious. Okay. That should do it. All right. Look, I have that spooky face on. Okay, here we are. All right, I just took off the second camera. We're not going to need it. It's not the vibe. So it is what it is. All right. So we're going to go ahead now into our next segment that we normally do here on Divine Encounters after our angel's number. I know. You got to thank Mercury in retrograde, bruh. Bruh, 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 bruh. Live TV, what can we do, right? We're going to do our energy shift. So what we like to do here in Divine Encounters is to take a moment and assess. Actually, I won't even need these now because these were connected to my camera. Is we're going to just take a moment here and assess where are we at energetically in this moment. So the idea here is that every day we should take at least one moment to ask ourselves how we are feeling and to recognize where our energy is at, and then to also to allow us to take accountability of what we're feeling by asking this kinds of question. And with that, it allows us to shift our energy. So where are you at energetically in this moment? So from 1 to 10, 1 being the least amount of energy you can hold, and 10 being the most amount of energy you can hold. Pop that in the comment section below now. Okay. And you know what? I am like, there we go. How about I'm not like trying to hunch, so I'm like not all the way up here in the camera because the table's really low for this laptop. All right, let's see what we have. You are at a 7. Good job. And I like to try to bring in a word, like a feeling word. And my feeling word is annoyed. Just annoyed by all the equipment right now. And my number, however, I'm also at a 7. So I feel pretty good with the number 7 here. And let's go ahead and we're going to breathe into that number 381, which is shifting our energy of abundance. And if you guys were watching earlier on my TikTok or just in general this morning, I had got that energy of fulfillment that came in. And as I'm saying that, my ear just went boop, fulfillment. So let's breathe into and I'm getting energy coming in. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and send this energy out of fulfillment. We're going to breathe all together for 1 minute. In a moment, you're going to hear a chime, and then we're all going to put our eyes closed and go into our inner world. And I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and we're going to do the thing. Okay, eyes closed now. 60 seconds on the clock. Breathing into the energy of fulfillment and releasing any idea of lack, any feeling of low self-worth, triggers, limited beliefs, and just send that out with the breath. Breathing in value, worth, and just let that fall into the body. Letting go of everything that's distracting you from being able to live your best luxurious life in all facets and all ways for all your days. And just noticing where the breath wants to fall, letting everything else go. One more moment here. Just allow yourself to breathe in. Gratitude for taking this moment for yourself. And let that go. All right. And as we let that go, you can gently open your eyes, coming back into the here and the now. I'm actually going to get this pillow behind me because this chair is actually pretty hard. All right. And then let me know in the comment section below if you're watching this on the replay, #replay. And so, okay, seekers, what are you feeling now? I'm going full Indian sit here in a second. What are you feeling now? Where are you at from 1 to 10? 10 being the most amount of energy, 1 being the least amount of energy. Where are you now? I feel better. I feel 6. I feel grounded. And that annoyance energy that I had that felt like little statics is moved down. Now I don't have it, and I feel pretty back to center. So let me know where you guys are at in that comment section below. And if you have a word, let me know what your word is. Yes. So, okay, my person is still not here yet. This is how we're doing today. When I opened my eyes, you looked a different color. I do feel calmer and less lumpy. What color did you see? That's interesting. One time I was in California and there was an MD, medical doctor, and he was happened to be staying at the same hostel I was staying at because he was getting an interview at a at a hospital nearby, blue and a little green. Ooh, nice. That must have been the calmer energy and the healing energy, which is nice. This color behind me makes me think of watermelon tourmaline now that I'm looking at it. So he's staying at a hostel with me, and I was explaining to him about why I was there. I was on a pilgrimage, and I didn't get into a lot of details because he's an MD, but I explained to him that I was an energy worker. And in energy working, that it was able to shift vibrationally, healing people's auric energy field, allow them to heal quicker physically. And so I asked him to lay on my bunk. I had the bottom bunk so that I could demonstrate what this energy felt like. And he agreed. And the reason that this conversation had came up was because there was this guy, and I do remember his name actually. His name was Albert. Albert fell really, really badly. I forgot how he fell. That part I don't remember. But he fell and his knee was humongous. It was like a giant bulge, and he had scraped himself so far down. It was horrible. And he was in a lot of pain. And I was like, you know what? Let me work on your knee so, to help you with the inflammation and promote healing XYZ. So the doctor was actually nearby why I was doing that. He was like in that next bunk getting his stuff out the locker. Then he asked me what I was doing, and I explained. So he laid on my bed and I gave him a whole treatment. I think I was there like a good 20 minutes or maybe like 15 minutes, probably. Wait, time isn't relevant in my world right now, but definitely 10 to 20 minutes because it sounds like something I would typically give somebody for their first session, especially if it's just like a little sample session. So while I'm working on him, and this comes up, Liz, because of what you said about the color. So while I'm working on him, suddenly he just like he's calm, and then he goes like this, and he's opening his eyes, and then he's like looking, but like he's like really like straining to look. So he's like looking, and I'm like, it's okay, just breathe through it, because I don't know what's happening. So I'm like, just breathe through it. Go back in your inner world, sit with the energy that you're feeling. So I go ahead, I finish clearing him, I close up his energy field. He comes back into the here and the now, and then I ask him, so what happened that made you open your eyes so suddenly? And he says, well, I thought you were flashing a light inside of my eyes. And I said, how so? He's like, because I saw a green light behind my eyelids so bright that it felt like you had a literal light in my eyes. Oh, okay. I see you, Cory. Gonna bring you on right on time. And so I opened my eyes, and when I looked at you, you were actually gone. All I could see was a green person, full green person. So your silhouette was just, you were just a green silhouette. I couldn't see your face. I couldn't see your features. I just saw a silhouette, and that was it. Mm-hmm. So this does happen and this has happened so many times to me. People have seen indigo or violet, green. It's just depending on what they're needing. So my guest for the evening is Cory Kastle, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. My long-term friend, confidant, one of Ask the experts on bathroom moments with Lauren Michaels Harris, where I am also at as well. He always bringing positive energy, his opinions, sunning young human. And I'm so grateful to know him. And I'm so happy that finally, even though this is season 4, and he's had me on his show like every year since I've known him, this is the this is the first time he's coming on mine. So please give a howdy do, seekers, to Mr. Cory Kastle. Throw your hearts, stars, and horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons, pots and golden rainbows, and the red balloons. All right, let's do it. You have flown in, and boy, are your arms tired.
Hello today. How's everything?
How's everything? I'm doing great. Besides not having any studio lighting, microphone, or literally any kind of camera besides my computer desk, how are you doing today?
Well, I have those things.
You
Look
fancy.
here. This is a camera, and that's a big old light over there, and this is a microphone here.
Well, and the
Man,
next thing you're going to tell me is that you have 4 bars on
I
your
have what?
Wi-Fi.
Oh no, I have wired internet. I don't have bars. I don't do Wi-Fi. Well, I'm a pro podcaster.
I know, me too, and this is why I feel so ashamed right now. Don't look at my shame.
Well, please don't feel shame, because
It's all
I-
packed up, and it's all
you're-
packed up in the storage. I have to unpack it to bring it here. So
Well,
let
you're-
everybody know at home, with all of your glowing skin, you've obviously been outside, unlike my pale ass self. Just
yes.
everybody know at home who you are, just like a little tidbit of who you are. Don't get into your story.
I'm Cory Kastle. I am a professional wrestler, and I am a podcaster, and I'm a comedian. And my podcast is called The Evolving with Cory Kastle. Check out me swiveling in this chair, this brand new chair that Oracle gave me.
Ooh, I know what chair that is. It's a modern.
Yeah.
It's a what is that? Mid-century modern wooden chair that I spend way too much money on.
Alyssa actually came into this room when I had this chair sit up, and she was like, "Let me put a pillow on it." So I have a little pillow on.
Yes, I always had a pillow on it too.
So that's Alyssa's work, putting the pillow on it.
Oh, all the dainty feminine energy that's going in there.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about. We had a conversation about an experience that had happened to you a long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and some reason we've never talked about it on here. And so I would love to share this experience with this audience, but also not just touching on like the physicality of like the details of what happened in this realm, but now that so much time has passed, how you're viewing its influence on the larger scale of why this may have occurred.
Okay, so what you're referring to is the hospital
The spirit-
visit, the whole
The whole
brain
shebang.
issue, the whole brain issue, circa 2011.
Yes, and the spiritual aspect of how you perceive it now.
Oh yeah, okay.
So start off with, what happened. Like,
Okay, so what
physical stuff.
happened was it I was I, it was this is this is like the very divine interventions that took place here. It was so it was a Thursday. It was 2011. I was living at my mom's, and normally on Thursdays at my mom's house, I would be there by myself. She would go to work. I would take a shower. I'd lock the door. I'd turn my speaker on. My music would be loud as hell. But this Thursday happened to be my mom happened to be home. I don't know why, and I didn't.
Oh, you know why?
Yeah, well, I don't know what her person excuse was what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what her human excuse for not being at work
All
was.
right, I'll take it.
But then I was in the shower. I was getting ready for a show. I had a wrestling show. I was supposed to wrestle at the park where the Reading Phillies play in Reading. So I had a show that evening, and I was taking a shower because I know my best friend Rick was coming to pick me up for us to go to that show. And when I was in the shower, I was brushing my teeth, and then I woke up in an ambulance. So I don't. The gaps had to be filled in. But what had actually happened was I had a I had a brain bleed in the frontal lobe here. It was an arterial venous malformation, a cranial AVM up here. So if you can see like where this kind of dips right here, my head is right there. It's right in that area. But I had that grand mal seizure while the brain bleed was happening. It like leaked blood into the front of my skull, and I had a grand mal seizure while I was taking a shower. What had happened was I fell backwards through the shower curtain, and the shower curtain wrapped itself around my head, and I broke the toilet.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was a comment someone was leaving. So my back of my head broke the toilet.
Ugh.
And my mom, I didn't lock the door. My mom was like, "Hey, are you okay? Hey, James, come here. Hey, come on. Are you all right?" And I wasn't answering her. And then she opened the door and found me suffocating with the shower curtain around my head and seizing at the same time. And so she saved my life. And my little sister, Jessica, she's an adult. She's an adult now, but at the time she was only 16. So when I call her my little sister, I don't want to minimize her in any way.
That's still your little sister. That's like you
it's-
saying I'm my mother's son. You know, you're
No, I
still
know,
gonna
but
be. You could be 100.
Well, when you say little sister, I feel like people think I'm just a little kid, and I'm like, all right, fine. You're an adult. She's 28 now, so she's a notary public. If you need anything notarized, let me know. I'll give you her number. But Jessica called the ambulance, and they came. And when they showed up, I was a hairy, long-haired, jacked kid who was like kind of skinny. So they prejudged me, and they kind of like took their time getting me out of there. They were like, "Well, this is probably just some junkie," and they made my mom help them get me down the steps. My mom, who's handicapped, yeah, they like didn't really put a whole lot of effort into it. Like if this was something, if this was something other than what it was, I could have died due to their negligence. But then,
I mean, but what it was really severe. So
yeah, it was, yeah.
That aspect in and of itself shows how there were more hands on deck than we're realizing.
Well, it's definitely the desensitized people who have a workplace and they do a thing every day. They already have in their head what they assume it is. So I went to the hospital. I went to St. Mary's Hospital, which is around here. I live in Langhorne, Bucks County, and went to St. Mary's Hospital, and they were like, "Hey, look, we don't really have the technology to deal with what like we know you," because I went through all the tests, which I don't remember doing any of it. I don't like it's. I was blacked out, so I don't remember really, and then they were like, "Well, we're gonna have to chopper you to University of Pennsylvania because they have experts at this and they're gonna figure it out." So they choppered me to University of Pennsylvania, and they found out that it was the AVM, right? And a nurse came in and was talking to my mom, and I never saw the nurse. I never talked to the nurse. The nurse told my mom, normally it's better if they wait to do any kind of procedure, any kind of surgery, until the swelling on the brain has gone down. So, her suggestion would be to wait 3 weeks and then have this procedure known as a craniotomy, right? And then my mom, when the doctor came in, she was like, I made up my mind. We're going to do the craniotomy, but we're going to wait. We're going to wait till the doctor was like, hey, I'm going on vacation. So I'm going to be away for a couple weeks. There's no E in Cory, by the way. Sorry. But then she goes, then she says to the doctor, we've decided, my son and I have decided what we're going to do. And then she said that the nurse had told her about this procedure, and the doctor said, what nurse? There was no nurse that came in here and talked to you. And
wait, was there really no nurse?
No, mom never saw that lady again. Doesn't know who she is. Didn't catch a name. But that was the best option, and that's what we went with.
Wait a minute. That's so crazy. So had this nurse not ever appeared, you wouldn't have had that option?
Right.
Yeah. Damn it. I keep forgetting. This E's not coming out, my guy. This E is just not coming out, my guy. Listen, there is no E in Cory.
It's spelled correctly here, so it's fine. It's fine. You can stay like
no pressing
if you wanted to. But yeah, then the other option was gamma radiation, which would have gamma knife, like that. The recovery would have been way longer, and I also would have not been allowed. I wouldn't have been cleared to ever wrestle again. Like,
oh man,
ever.
Wow.
And with this one, they were like, hey, you're young enough. I was 27 at the time. And they're like, you're young enough that like you can get this procedure and then it can be like it never happened. Like it could be, you'll be fully cured of this situation and it'll be like it never happened. And I was like, all right, let's do that. So I had those. So this was August 4th when the grand mal seizure happened, and we set the appointment for the being admitted into the hospital September 29th. So I had from the beginning of August to the end of September to like to figure out what other people have gone through. I like did a bunch of research, and a lot of the research was like, yeah, this happened to my dad, this happened to my uncle, and he can't walk anymore, and he can't hear anymore, and this person had this happen, and this person. So I had all this fear and spiraling around inside of me, going like, oh, I can't wait till this is over so I can get back to wrestling. And then when I get back to wrestling, I'm going to be a better version of me wrestling. And then on top of that, I'll be a history maker, because I don't know if any other wrestler has ever had what I had and then come back from it. So I'm the first. I'm history making. I'm a trendsetter, right? So I said, I remember when I was admitted and I was laying in the bed, and I said, when I come back, it was almost like a Tupac song. It was almost like, when I get free, motherfuckers better watch their ass. Like that was me. I was that. But I was like, when I come back, no one's gonna disrespect me. No one's gonna put me in matches I don't want to be in. Nobody's gonna pay me. No one's gonna pay me nothing to do. I said, I'm gonna be a whole new standard for myself when I come back. And then when I came back, I had the new standard, Cory Kastle, and I was using that. And I came back and I won heavyweight championships. I was in main events, all like a level up from where I was before. And I was out of the ring for 13 months. I came back. I came back September of 2013. 2012, maybe, actually. I'm going to try to think. Yeah,
Don't feel bad. I get stuck with dates and times too.
So I came back in September of 2012, and then I won my first heavyweight championship in my pro wrestling career in March of 2013.
Wow. I wonder if that had anything to do with this.
Well, probably not. Well, if this means being a cool guy, yeah, probably a lot
He
to
left.
do with
He
that.
left his glasses at my house.
Well, they're in good hands.
They are. They're safely organized with my many hats on my wall so that they don't get lost. But that's amazing. So now looking back at this situation and stepping into your, what did you call it? The new standard.
Yes, yes.
So even through our difficult times, sometimes we can kind of fall back from the energy of that because it becomes normalized in our life. Do you feel like now this is like 10 years? This is like 10 years ago.
I think,
12, 13?
I think it's 12 years. I think it's 12 years.
You said it happened 2013 or
2011. 2011.
Oh, yeah, it's 12 years now. So now
Yeah.
you've had all this time for this experience to kind of integrate. And when Liz says, wow, that's remarkable.
Thank you.
11 years. Thank you. Somebody knows math.
Some math.
Hiring Liz is my personal data management person for these numbers that I'm getting wrong in my technology.
I gotta show my new calculator. Well, let's see. I want to show. Let's say this happened. Well, let's say right now the year is 2023 minus 2011. That would be 12 on this.
All right, so it's 12 years.
Yeah.
So we're all getting an F. Liz, we're all getting an F right now in math class. Lord, how many people does it take? This is why we're podcast hosts.
So yeah, I think.
So what's the big takeaway, Cory? It's been 11 years. It's been 12 years. What's the big takeaway?
I think I fell through a few times where I was like, I faltered on my standards that I set for myself. Like I've since taken matches that I didn't want to take, and I've since taken paydays I didn't want to take. But it's all still part of the evolving. It's all still part of the growth. It's all evolving with Cory Kastle. We're doing it together. Come evolve with me. That's why the name of my show is Evolving with Cory Kastle. But
which is really important. I want you to plug yourself in a moment. I first of all want to say thank you for jumping on last minute, like literally last minute. I appreciate you in all ways, and many more ways that I possibly couldn't even explain here. We're going to jump into a very brief commercial break, and then we're going to come right back, you guys. Cory, don't go anywhere.
All right.
And thank you, everybody, for being here. Make sure you're liking and subscribing because we're doing the thing every single week, and we can't do that without any of you guys at home. Let's jump into it.
World had more of your smile. What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope. You fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away. Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I answers that there should be. There is no one who has a heart as pure, no, not like yours.
Thanks for tuning in. You are watching Divine Encounters, where many things happen here simultaneously, never on purpose, but always divinely guided. We have Mr. Cory Kastle here jumping in today, sharing his supernatural story time with us. Hello, Mr. Robert. And basically, we're wrapping up this story time, but don't worry, we're going to be jumping into our weekly midweek collective energy tarot reading and share our thoughts about that in just a moment. Mr. Cory Kastle, if you had to surmise in a minute, and mind you, we have 3 minutes left for this segment, what your message to the world is about this experience, what would it be? And then plug yourself, please.
I think my takeaway from it is still would be kind of what the same as the plug would be. The takeaway is how easily it could have been to just be victim to a circumstance and go, oh well, I guess I got bad luck. And truly it was an obstacle that was dealt to me that was meant to teach me some valuable lessons, and it really taught me about who I am. And that was something I wouldn't take back for the world. I would never, if I had a time machine, I would have had that grand mal seizure every day of the week.
That's a question for you.
Do I think I've prioritized myself and my health? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think what I was doing at that time, I think, and maybe the dangers of pushing yourself too hard, because for sure I was pushing myself too hard at that time. Where it's not that I was pushing myself too hard in like work life, but I would come home at the time I trained at the gym in my friend's basement. So my neighbor and I would train until I puked every day. Like I would lift weights and I'd train, and I got in the best shape I had ever been in that point. I got the biggest I had ever been. I got the most impressive looking I had ever been. I felt like I finally started to look like I was a professional wrestler. And
Wow.
and I was pushing myself too hard. And maybe that's what triggered the bursting of the vein. And it taught me some lessons about like being realistic about my expectations on myself, because I'm a human. I'm for sure it doesn't just take what my body looks like that makes me a wrestler. It takes that I'm a wrestler. You know, that it takes what I do in the ring, what I do on the microphone, what like how I carry myself, and what message I showed not only to the people who are watching, but my peers, the people who I've got to help grow to the next part in the business. Like, not to say that I'm like really shepherding the herd, but like I'd like to say that I'd made some impressions that last in wrestling. I don't know how. I mean, at this point, I've been in it for 20 years, over 20 years in wrestling. Let me pull a calculator out again.
No, don't. You're so silly. But can you also let everybody know at home where your handles, where they can watch you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you were to go onto YouTube and you just type in Cory Kastle, spelled CoryKastle, you might find stuff that that is from all of the years. But if you just put an @Cory Kastle, like what's on the screen, for @Cory Kastle on Instagram or on YouTube or anything, and you subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's I put episodes of my podcast Evolving with Cory Kastle on there. I think genuinely, if you're a subscriber on YouTube, you get early access to all the episodes. So like I'll put them out on YouTube and then schedule them for Anchor and Spotify and Apple and all the places where podcasts go, and everybody subscribes to podcasts, like the podcast version. But if you're subscribed to YouTube, you're going to get early access to all that stuff. So it's a tip top secret, meaning like it's a tip top secret because nobody watches the YouTube videos. I just put them up for like, I have like 5 fans who want the access and only listen to podcasts on YouTube. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give it to those 5 people who are, valuable to me, very valuable to me. Dude, if I affect 5 people's lives and those 5 people's lives affect 5 other people's lives, like I'm here for that reason. You're muted.
Of course I'm muted. It's a no-brainer that I would be muted, right? Okay, thank you, Cory, so much for being here. Stay tuned because we're about to jump into midweek collective energy check-in. And if this is your first time watching, this is where we do a reading for the entire collective, including yourself. So there might just be a message in here for you. So let's jump in. All right, the midweek collective energy check-in real quick here. We're going to be starting off with dun, 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 from the Golden Girls deck. We have the death card. Oh no, some people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't even. Don't worry. This is a time of rebirthing. We're in springtime. Of course, it's a time for rebirthing. Things are coming out of the ground at this very moment in time. And because of this, we're leaving behind things that are no longer serving us. And we had the Tower reverse card. So it's basically like learning our lesson so that we don't have to repeat something here. So that way there's no calamities that are kind of just like taking us down, so to speak. So this is a nice combination of the rebirthing that we're going to get through this effortlessly. So we have your beliefs are right for you. So those visions, that energy, that belief, that structure that you have for yourself, within yourself, maybe for what's next, for what your next season should look like, for what your dreams, what you want to aspire to be. Those things that you're holding deeply into yourself, into your heart, from that space within you, is the right thing to believe for yourself. And I really want to say hold vision for that. A lot of emotions can be skewed at this moment in time. We've entered that Mercury in retrograde time. So we have to be mindful to not get caught up in angst, miscommunications, anger, or even arguments, because our emotions are going to be running high and things can seem something other than what they actually are, especially feelings of abandonment or not being seen. So if you're going to be communicating, communicate from a calm space. Don't get into arguments in this moment in time, because it's just going to spin your wheels in mud right now. And there's not going to be any favorable conclusions. A fiery climax is coming. So here, we're about to peek into a type of energy. Pluto has entered Aquarius. So a lot of things are kind of like moving oddly. We even saw that weird things that are coming to light, like the Dalai Lama having that little boy kiss him, which was really crazy. So there's a lot of things coming to light here at this very moment in time that we have to be mindful of. But most importantly, the cards are saying, the energy is saying, let go of the negativity, step into a space of forgiveness. Don't let any of this energy bring you down or make you walk in reverse like the Mercury in retrograde. And we have Elephant as our totem animal for the midweek collective energy check-in. You gain the love and wisdom that is passed down from generation to the next. So as you step into this calm energy, you can call in on your ancestor spirits, and they will assist you to be in that beautiful, loving space. You can call on your angels and your guides to be here for you, and call on Elephant Totem to guide you for the rest of the week. So this is your midweek collective energy check-in, And I hope that this served you. Let me know in the comment section below if it does. And if any of that stands out for you, I would like to know. Let's wrap this up. Mr. Cory Kastle, bringing you back on. And 1 second here. And let me know what any thoughts or anything that resonated with you for the midweek collective check-in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I told you already, but I'll just say it again. And maybe I don't think I filled you in. I know you and I had communications about how I was, I've been working at a cemetery, right? Like, so the death card makes a lot of sense in that. I've been around death every day since January. So I'm today was my first day at a different job. I think I had to get myself out of there. So yesterday I went in and I just like put all my stuff into my backpack and I walked into the boss's office and I was like, sorry, I've got to resign. I just can't be around this every day. And it's not healthy for me.
They probably have a high turnover rate, I would imagine.
Right. Yeah. So I started today. I'm building pools while I have the sun. Like you said, I have sun in my face because I was out today. My first day building pools. But
it's gonna help you get into that best shape of your life, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'm digging holes, but not to put bodies in them.
Oh Lord. Wow. Well, thank you, Cory. It has been amazing for you being here. I'm going to see what I take away from your story, and we're going to wrap up this episode with Mr. Kastle, con mucho amor. Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com, and together let's create divine experiences. And now the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor. When you've gone through something really difficult that many people can't relate to, that have knocked you on your rear end or could have possibly killed you, it really shifts your perspective. I feel like Cory shared with us today on how to gracefully not become a victim. And when you're given another chance, to ensure that you're using it for not just the benefit of yourself, but the benefit of the world, to help other people get through their darkest time by just living and creating your own legacy. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you tune in Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time when I bring your horoscopes in, and next Wednesday for another supernatural story time. May you all go in love, light, and wisdom and encounter more. I dare you. To know thyself, love thyself, and remember the divine always has your back. Ciao, Cory.
Bye.
My name is Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, psychic medium, spiritual advisor, and energy worker. And I'm pleased to announce that I'm embarking on a mission called the Legacy of Hope Tour. We're going to be going to Romania May 4th through the 12th. And we're going to be working with children in the system. I have the privilege of stewarding a day, Monday, in Studio Fenterari in Bucharest, a place thought of the outskirts of society, deemed the ghetto, and these beautiful small souls deemed different, not worthwhile. Growing up different, I understand this pain all too well. And coming from the hood, it's very difficult to grow up to be a valued member of society without having anyone believe in you. And so here we come, the Earth Angels, to bring games and music and storytelling and connection and impact so that they can have, for a moment in their lives, a glimpse of purpose, of joy, of authenticity, of being themselves and being more than enough. Be an ambassador of hope. Reach into your profound heart with any amount and donate to the link below. because even a little change can create an avalanche of change for others.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just hold me. Just hold me.